And welcome to the Breakin Broncos podcast. I got all of my co-hosts back this week. I feel special, but that is, as always, my guy Dylan Miles. How you doing today, Dylan?
Good. I don't know what's going on with the lights in the room right now.
He's having some technical difficulties.
It doesn't look good. I know what to do. One sec.
You're all good. Well, go ahead and jumping into the episode today. We are going to be all about training camp because why? It is less than a week away, 6 days away, people, and we have football back at Dove Valley. Training camp starts on Wednesday at 10 a.m. There are 14 different practices open to the public starting on Wednesday at 10 a.m. So, speaking of training camp, we've both been there. We both enjoyed it. It's going to be a new experience with Russ, but what so far through your experiences, what is your favorite training camp memory?
One that we went to. It was the summer they signed Peyton. So we went to the first training camp with him there, so that was just really cool to watch him. And I never got to see him play once in the stadium after that.
Oh, that's just sad to hear.
Because I would have saw him twice, but he got hurt, and Brock had to throw to the Raiders. But
right, yeah, it was an unfortunate situation, unfortunate series of events. You were Lemony Snicket for those 2 games. That's how it worked for you. I'm sorry.
I saw him the one time, and he killed the Chiefs, so it was fun.
Hey, there you go. That should solve any other wounds that you may have. Me personally, my first training camp ever was way back in the 90s. I know I'm dating myself a little bit, but I got to watch John Elway throw to Rod Smith. I got to watch Steve Atwater roaming the backfield. I mean, I got to see a lot of the greats. Those were my favorite memories. The memories of watching the greats from my time, the Steve Atwaters, the John Elways, the Rod Smiths, and then being able to contrast that with the newer sets of Broncos, the Manning's Broncos, and then this year, Russell freaking Wilson.
On God.
On God. Do you think that this matches when Peyton came, the energy, the excitement, the hope? Is this the same as Peyton, or maybe
I think it's better. I think it's a little bit more hype because the Broncos, when they got Peyton, came off a playoff season. They hadn't been super bad for that many years. I think before Peyton showed up, 6 straight years of losing, 5 years of losing seasons. They did have a winning season in there.
Yep.
But missing the playoffs for the past 6 years, and you have the right people on the team to do it. This is before Russ came. You have the pieces. You just need that last one. And Russ is there. Watching just the media in the past couple weeks and all the analysts getting their playoffs hopes up, showing the Broncos are. I think every analyst that I've watched the past couple of days have them in the playoffs in a high seed in the wild card.
Okay, obviously you have not been watching ESPN Get Up.
Because I don't watch ESPN.
I know, right? Yeah, but
I watch the real NFL. I watch real sports networks.
Right. I do for research purposes, and I do watch the live games on ESPN. I really don't watch it for the analysis because we all know how I feel.
Yeah, I think the only time I watch ESPN is college basketball and if the Broncos are on it.
Right, yeah, something of that nature. I do watch a lot of the programming, but it's not for entertainment. I do it for business purposes. I watch it to see what they're doing, things of that nature. I won't go too far into the boringness of it, but that's why I watch ESPN. So I have had to listen to some of these asinine remarks, like who's that guy that's on NFL Live? He's the old GM. Is it Casser? No, it's not Casserly. It's the one that used to be the GM for the Jets. He was the one that drafted Mark Sanchez.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. 1 sec.
I forget his name off the top of my head, but him sitting there talking about the Broncos are the worst team in the division. Like, okay, I understand you don't want to put them above the Chiefs. You might have a problem putting them above the Chargers.
Was it Parcells?
No, not Parcells. It's
no, he didn't draft him. That's right. No. Parcells was before.
Yeah, it was the guy that took over the GM role.
Terry Bradway.
No, I'll have to look it up in a second.
Okay. Here's a good list. I found dates on these.
Okay.
Because what year was Sanchez drafted? That had to be what, 05?
think it was
Oh,
something like
four? Was he the same as Big Ben and Philip Rivers and Eli?
that. He was 2009.
Oh, Jesus. I thought that was later. Okay. Okay. So it's
Mike Tannenbaum.
Mike Tannenbaum. Yep.
Yes, Mike
Has
Tannenbaum.
the second best win
Yeah.
percentage
The
on there.
guy that drafted Mark Sanchez in the top 10 is saying that Russell Wilson is the worst quarterback in the division.
Nah, it's Derek Carr. That's easy.
That's hysterical to me. You're the guy that drafted the butt fumble, and you are sitting here critiquing other people about who they've drafted.
You're also the guy that hired Rex Ryan.
Right.
I love Rex Ryan, don't get me wrong, but my God, he was a bad coach.
Yeah, he was not a good head coach. I mean,
But he's great on TV.
Phillips. Yeah, he's great on TV. I love him on TV. He's one of the few ESPN analysts I enjoy watching, not because he's like a genius football guy on defense.
It's not Booger McFarland.
But yeah, he's entertaining. He's funny. Like, that's okay.
Get him on the NFL Network. Jesus.
You know, and he doesn't pretend to be the know-it-all. Like, if he's talking about defense, yeah, he gets a little bit of an ego, but he deserves having a little bit of an ego.
I'm talking about winning. He doesn't get to talk.
Yeah, we're talking about winning, head coaching, offensive. He needs to be quiet. But defensively, he's one of the best in the game. He's him and his brother. You know, the twins were legit defensive coordinators. They just really couldn't cut it as a head coach. For whatever, maybe they just wanted to be too much of the guys, like one of the guys. Maybe that's the problem. He wasn't able to really establish that hierarchy because everybody just kind of looked at him as just another one of the guys. They didn't really have that authority you're supposed to have as a head coach. Maybe
we're gonna have a snack at 6 p.m.
But I mean, just
great.
It's hilarious to me for people to put them at dead last, like guaranteeing that they will finish fourth in the division. Like, that is asinine to me. Like, yes, the Raiders did some nice things, but their secondary is abysmal. And in this day and age, yes, they have a good pass rush, and that helps the secondary. But in this day and age, if you don't have at least two corners that can cover, you're toast, especially when it comes to playoff time. And the Raiders don't have a single cover corner that I would be like, yeah, he can just go out there on an island and take out the best guy on the other team. They don't have that, and their safety tandem is probably one of the worst in the league.
Yeah.
Their offensive line's getting old and raggedy and has gotten worse year.
I mean, you know what? Their two upsides are technically 300 Renfro, 100 Renfro, but Devontae Adams obviously.
Well, yeah.
And why did I just blank on the tight end's name? I love him so much.
Darren
he's
Waller.
So good. Darren Waller. He's oh my God, he's a stud.
Yes,
too bad he's a
really,
Raider,
really
but
yeah. And I mean, Derek Carr's not a terrible quarterback.
no, but he's not the best. But he's definitely the worst in.
He's not even top
division.
10. Like, you might be able to squeeze him in the top 15, but even that is a bit of a stretch. So again, I'm not trying to diss Derek Carr and say that he's like he doesn't deserve to be in the league. He's had his moments.
I mean, he's in the league for a reason, obviously.
Yeah. You know, he's got multiple $100 million deals, so he's definitely got talent.
Hasn't won a playoff win since 2002, but
right. But he's another one of those guys is like, okay, he can get you to the playoffs, but is he going to actually win a championship? Unless he has an otherworldly team, like a Trent Dilfer or a Brad Johnson had with the Ravens and the Buccaneers respectively, he's not winning a championship. You don't win a championship because of Derek Carr. You win a championship because Derek Carr doesn't screw it up. That's how that. So to put him above Russell is absolutely disrespectful.
I mean, and you know what it reminds me of?
Go ahead.
With Derek Carr and the Raiders. Ooh, that's bright. Is Rich Gannon.
It's not a bad.
But I mean, Rich Gannon. Okay, don't get me wrong. Rich Gannon was definitely better, right?
Yes.
But he didn't play consistently. He did not play consistently. He had those good years, and then he had those off years. Obviously, the best year when they lost the Super Bowl to the Bucs. He was the MVP that year for a reason. But how I like to look at it is they like to live on the few good things that happen. That's what Raiders fans. That's all they've been grasping onto for the past 20 years.
Well, I mean, when you haven't won a championship since John Madden was roaming the sidelines.
Yeah, that is true. That is when they last won.
Then wow. I mean, hey.
But you get what I'm saying. Like they're holding on too much. they're overhyping him like they did Rich Gannon after he fell off after his MVP season.
Right.
He did not have
I
a
get
good
that from the
season since then.
fans.
Yeah.
Pundits. People that are supposed to.
Oh yeah, but these guys are just morons.
Yeah. Again,
Raiders fans are. Don't get me wrong. Raiders fans are. They're stupid.
They're out there. Yes.
But at least they can see when they're bad.
Yeah. At least they're usually grounded enough to know that yes, I'm gonna be a fanatic. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna say crazy things, but I do understand my team sucks.
If I'm gonna be honest, the Vegas fans are better than the Oakland fans.
I really think I can handle the Vegas fans. I think
because they have a team. They're just happy to have
they're
one.
just grateful. They're just like happy. Like
so we're gonna love them.
Yep. Just
half of them probably didn't watch football before. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean,
none of them watched hockey until they got the Knights. Let's be honest.
Definitely not hockey.
And then that was their team.
We should say they had sports books in Vegas, so they were always watching sports in the sports books. Now, were they watching it for the sports or the betting?
No.
You can have that debate, but either way, they really weren't into it the way that they are now because again, they have their team now, and that's how every city is. Every city's that way. When they don't have a team, they don't care, but when they do, they care a lot.
That stadium that just fit into Vegas so easy.
Oh, it did. I mean, the Death Star, yeah, definitely. Or Darth.
I want to go to that stadium. I would love to go to a game.
I would love to go in and check it out. Yeah, because I have seen it from the outside.
It's beautiful. See, we drove by it. My first year at CMS when we went to Vegas for December to watch basketball, and they were still building it, but the outside was complete, and it looked awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I want to go to it.
Yeah, I think that was the year before we went for our anniversary.
Because then it was COVID, so they played in it, but there weren't any fans yet. Last year was the first season with fans.
Yeah, the time that I saw was when me and the wife went to Vegas for our second anniversary. Yeah.
So which year was?
The year after you went. So it would have been.
So they're playing in it.
Yeah. Yeah, they were. That was the first year they were playing in it. Yeah.
I don't count that season as their first season playing in it.
It's kind of rude.
I mean, it sucks. You get two teams get a brand new stadium, and they don't get to play in front of fans for one season.
Got to wait 12 months before you can debut it to your fans.
Speaking of time, I mean, we're right there to kick off. We're under two. We're what, month and a half?
Month and a half.
Until we who kicks it off?
From training camp.
Who's Rams? Bills.
Rams and I think so.
That's going to be a fun game.
That is that first game. Yeah, Josh Allen and that team versus Stafford and his team. Like that's going to be some fireworks.
That is my team. Obviously I'm going to go Broncos all the way every year, even if they suck.
Of course.
But if I had to pick another AFC team, I'd love to see that Bills team go after having to get just ran over by Patrick Mahomes 2 years in a row.
And the anguish of that fan base. I mean, from the 90s.
You go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose them all, and then you finally get your guy, and you just can't beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, you can't get over the hump.
That's like Peyton Manning against Tom Brady those early years.
Yeah. Like you got your Jim Kelly 2.0. Like Josh Allen is Jim Kelly on all of the steroids.
Oh God, do you see that? They hang out all the time.
Yeah, of course. That's the legend. That's the GOAT in Buffalo. How do you not hang out with that man?
I mean, it's also people comparing them. They're really good friends.
Yes, they are, and I mean they're very comparable when you look outside of the fact that Allen is obviously much more athletic when it comes to running and things of that nature. But
different era.
Yeah, different era. But even then, like a lot of people don't give Jim Kelly enough credit for his athleticism. Like a lot like with Archie Manning. Like everybody remembers him being with the Angels.
That man was throwing behind the ball behind the back spiral passes.
Right. Just
and they worked.
Just stupid things for no reason.
And they were losing, and he was doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So just the crazy things that they did. And it was because of those things. The fact that Jim Kelly lost 4 in a row. Archie Manning played in New Orleans.
Should have won one of them.
Underrated. Yeah. So, I mean, Jim Kelly, especially for his era, was very athletic and does not get enough credit.
And you look at that class, because that's the 83 draft class with Elway, Marino,
Jim
Kelly, obviously. Who was the kid the Jets took? the guy that the Jets took that year.
The only one that didn't do it.
The one that the Jets fans resent their team for because they didn't take Dan Marino.
Yep, draft class. All because of Marino's completion percentage.
True.
That was,
and he has some other things going on.
And that's another thing with Allen. Before Josh Allen, Dan Marino is the only quarterback to have ever improved his completion percentage from college to the pros.
God, he just slung balls in Laramie for.
Yep. I'm just pulling up the 83 draft class.
Because, I mean, look at that class. All those great quarterbacks, one of them has the Super Bowl.
They never had the Jets never had a chance to take. Or wait, yes, they did. Actually, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Marino did that a lot like Aaron Rodgers. That's right. He made
that big dive.
Yeah, all the way to 27. Like, think about that. Dan Marino lasted to 27th overall, and
then there's John Elway just leaving the Colts
from California Davis. Before him.
I mean, that is considered one of the greatest quarterback drafts of all time.
Oh,
I mean, when you look at those names,
80 with 03, isn't it? That's the Manning Roethlisberger.
That's 4.
04. That's right. 04.
But yeah, you look at that and you go, like, there should be. How many Super Bowls did Dan Marino play in? Did he play in 1 or 2?
Marino played in 1. He went
1.
To his rookie
all right,
year,
so then you had the 1 with Dan Marino. And then you got the 1 loss, the 4 losses with Jim Kelly, and then the 3 losses with Elway before. There is potential to have 8 Super Bowls, and then on top of that, make that 10 with the 2 John Elway won.
And you want to add the rest. I mean, a lot of people talk about the fact, the quarterbacks in this draft, and I get it; it's the most important. But I'm looking at this list, dude. Listen,
it was just a stacked class in general,
dude. Yeah, I mean, okay, Elway went number 1. Obviously, got traded to Denver. Number 2 was Eric Dickerson. Yes, that Eric Dickerson.
Yep.
The original Kurt Warner with a C. The Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was 3rd overall. Then the Broncos drafted Chris Hinton, the guard that they traded to Baltimore.
Oh, dude, have you ever heard him talk about that?
Yeah.
If he's walking into Denver, they're all cheering, they're all happy for him to be there, and then he just went to Indy and he hated it.
Yes, and it had no. And then there's let's see who else is in here. Bruce Matthews, Hall of Fame offensive tackle.
Jeez, dude, that
Terry
was a
Kennard.
line.
Yeah, Terry Kennard, very good safety. Jim Kelly, as we spoke, all the other quarterbacks. Tony Eason was another quarterback that went before Dan Marino. I forgot about him. He went to the Patriots right after Jim Kelly.
I was going to say, because how long did that guy last there? Because he was the one that lost the Super Bowl to the 85 Bears.
Yep. Let's see. I'll have to look up his career.
Because I'm pretty sure he lasted at least until the early 90s before they got what's his name? Bledsoe.
What's that? I'm sorry.
What was the quarterback before Brady? Was it
before
Drew Bledsoe?
Brady? Bledsoe, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Bledsoe.
Because I'm pretty sure he was the quarterback up until they drafted Bledsoe, if I'm not wrong.
I do believe so. And then like Darryl Green, the Hall of Fame cornerback and fastest man in football, even at like almost 50, was still dusting rookies.
Because then what year did Atwater get drafted? Was he 84 or 85?
Who's that?
Atwater.
I want to say
it had to be the year after.
First year, I think.
Because they went to Steve and John were at those Super Bowls together. They lost all of those together.
Yep, pulling up his draft right now. 1989.
Okay.
20th overall.
So that still adds up to about the same year for that, right?
Well, speaking of the Jets, I completely forgot Steve Atwater played a year for the Jets.
Yeah, the year after they went back to back. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Maybe
nobody talks about it because it's obviously not memorable.
No, it was a really bad year. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. I'm like, I don't like that. They should just remove that. Like, that shouldn't even just be there. It should just be removed.
That's like talking Archie Manning going to like the Oilers for like the last season.
Right,
Nobody,
exactly.
You see him as a Saint there on, and that's the only highlights you see him as a Saint.
Nobody else cares. Yeah, I mean, this draft is insane. There's even some Hall of Famers in the 2nd round. 3rd round has Hall of Famers.
It has to be the greatest draft class of all time.
Right.
I'm not biased because it's Elway. Look at those names.
Yes, even the 5th round has a Hall of Famer, Jim Arnold, the punter, at a
Yeah,
Vanderbilt.
the only punter in the Hall of Fame, by the way, right?
Yeah, and round 6. Do I think there's a Hall of Famer from? Yes, there's literally a Hall of Famer in every round of this draft. There's at least one Hall of Famer in every single round, all the way through 7.
I mean, and then
8,
if you got to go
9.
with second draft
Okay, wait.
class,
I got to go all the way to 10. I'm in round 10. This is before they stopped at 7. So we're in round
that's
10,
right.
and we still got a Hall of Famer. 11 has a Hall of Famer, Jesse Sapalo.
What did they go up to? Did they go up to 13 or 14?
Like 12 or 13. Carl Mecklenburg, right there, Denver Broncos.
Yeah, they drafted him
12,
that year.
Round 12. That doesn't even exist.
Yeah, Bino Rhino.
The agent. So literally, all 12 rounds have at least one Hall of Famer.
And that's crazy to think.
Dang.
I don't think do you think there's a class that is also like that? Another one? There can't be.
I don't think so. Well, definitely not after like 84 because they have 7 rounds starting then. But yeah,
that was the last year because Elway ruined that draft.
Yeah, even through 7, I don't think you're going to find another draft class.
No, you're
I'll have
not.
to look just to double check, but
that is a very insane draft class.
I can't believe that. But anyways, getting on from old draft class that blow your mind back to training camp, and what should fans expect if they decide to attend?
I don't know. Not a lot of cheering.
Experiences, huh?
Not too much cheering because you got practice. You're not. I mean, a lot of people that get excited for it should be because it's fun. You get to see a live practice, but it's not a game atmosphere. You're sitting on the grass on a hill in the sun. It's hot, but it's really fun. You get to sign autographs after. And on those days, they're not showing as much as they would in the normal practice. They're not doing as much.
Yeah.
Got to keep it limited because media's out there all day. Fans are out there all day. I don't know. Al Davis probably had a sniper somewhere watching practice. Have you ever heard that story?
No.
About the one it's not a sniper. That was to the extent, but when the Broncos used to do training camp in Greeley, there was an office building that overlooked, and allegedly he had rented out one of the floors of an office building to spy on Broncos practices.
Oh, that makes so much more sense about Shanahan's paranoia.
Yep.
When they would practice over there, and that's why they created.
Because there was nothing in it. No, but the only time they would see people in there is during training camp.
Training camp, yeah. He was always paranoid about that. I remember he always had that paranoia, especially with Al Davis. Like that was his bugaboo. That was his
Fun fact: that building got torn down not too long ago. I found out. I forgot what it was called.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, no more paranoia.
Al Davis is dead, dude. You burn it to the ground.
So, some of the things that I want to make sure people know, if you're a fan, if you want to be in the front row to have a chance at getting autographs, like there's always a chance that no matter what time you get there, that you can get an autograph, but you need to get there early. I found the best is at least an hour before.
Dude, we went like an hour and a half before, and we were still in the back.
So at least an hour, usually 2 to 3 hours beforehand, if you want at the front to guarantee an autograph.
I mean, if you want good field, like if you want middle of the field where you could see everything, you could show up anytime, really.
Right. Yeah. But if you're going for the autograph specifically, you want your best chance. You got to be in the first couple of rows.
I mean, but you know what sucks though now, from my experience was all the big name players go to the VIP area to do autographs. Yeah. So, but I think somewhere, because I remember Peyton and DT and all them were over there, making fun of Tebow because he's not there anymore. I think somewhere I have a ball back there that has an Elvis Dumerville signature and a Von Miller signature somewhere on there.
Nice. Because
that's back when Von wasn't a big name yet.
Right.
That was the second year in the league.
Pretty good.
I mean, but he wasn't all-star status.
Right. No, I'm saying like he was always pretty good at getting to all of the fans. But yeah, definitely the quarterbacks, the Peyton Mannings.
But that Dumerville signature is pretty cool. I have to look for it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty epic. I like that. Doom and Vaughn. I don't normally condone people putting multiple signatures on the same thing, but Doom and Vaughn I think is a perfect combo to put on
Because it was
there.
a ball, so I was like, why not? It was like
Right,
a Bronco ball. I was like, I
right.
can
There
fit
you go.
like 50 of these on here too. It's not gonna
Right
hurt.
there you go.
But I
No,
mean, a lot of people remember DeMarcus Ware, Von Miller, right, as the duo, and now it's Bradley and Vaughn. A lot of people forget about Vaughn and Doomerville.
that
They were
was
deadly.
deadly. Yes, deadly.
I think before Bradley Chubb and Vaughn broke like the combined sack record as like a duo for the Broncos,
Mhm.
it was held by Doomerville and
It
Vaughn,
was.
if I'm not
It
wrong.
was. Yeah. It was either him or it was him and Ware. I can't remember exactly which one, but with they had to be the fastest duo in the league.
Albert
When
Doomerville
it
was a
came to just
big guy, and he
pure
moved.
speed, yes. When it came to just pure speed, they had to be the fastest duo as pass rushers
Definitely.
in the league. Like,
I mean, Vaughn wasn't as strong as he was then, though. But I mean, look at Elvis Doomerville. Holy crap! My favorite highlight from him, it was just I think that Sunday night game where he just picked up Tom Brady
oh,
and
when he
just
speared him,
pile drived
yes,
him into the ground.
yes, yes, that was one of
And
the
Tom
greatest.
gets up, his pads are showing, his jerseys ripped, his helmet's like messed up.
Discombobulated, yes. I think that was the last time Brady ever got hit so hard he had to question where he was afterwards.
God.
Like he had to regain his bearings.
Oh no, that AFC 2015 AFC Championship game, he got beat up.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, but just that pure hit where it's not like he just pulled him to the ground. My man lifted him up and just threw him.
Just threw him.
Like it was nothing.
We are getting a little set. I want to make sure that we get out
Yeah, I
as
am
much
so
as we
sorry.
can.
It's been a while.
You're okay. It's okay. I know. But we want to focus on making sure that fans that are listening have the best info of getting there. Now, again, getting autographs, we went over that. Get there early, really early. Get to the front. That's the only way you're going to guarantee an autograph.
Bring water.
Now, when it comes, yes, again, as Dylan pointed out, you are on a grass berm with no shade whatsoever, and you are not allowed to bring umbrellas or chairs. The only things you are allowed to bring are the same types of bags you are allowed to bring at the stadium. It's the same bag policy, something about yay big, clear, that they can see through so they don't have to open up and search through everything. And then when it comes to you can bring in some drinks and food, a small amount that fits in that bag. There's also will be food trucks available. This
oh
is
yeah, dude, and they always have the good ones too.
Yeah. This is something new that's just started over the last couple of years. So if you have been before and you're like, oh, food trucks. Yes, they are food trucks. They are outside of the practice facility, and you must eat outside of the practice facility. You cannot bring that food in. You can bring in a few small items in your bag. That is okay. But you can't go out to the food truck, get the food, and then bring it into the practice facility at all, period. They will not let
They
you.
got tables out there usually, I'm pretty sure,
Yes.
outside the
Oh,
gate.
yeah, it's the full setup. There's tables, there's chairs, just like any other conglomeration of food trucks. They always have seating and all that. But just to make sure it's clear so you don't get blindsided and end up getting turned away, if you go and get the food, eat it before you enter.
Yeah, because they usually just have fans for one practice during the day because usually they do 2 days.
Practice. Yeah,
yep.
the morning practice.
The morning practice.
Yeah,
and usually those are shorter.
Fans. Yeah.
It's
only 2 hours. Usually
usually
somewhere between 10 and 12 or 10:30 and 12 is the time frame that's open to the public.
And then when they leave, that's when you get the afternoon practice where it's long, and then they actually get to show their true sides.
Exactly. And also, if you are attending, just to let y'all know, I know I'm going. I haven't got any word from this guy over here, but I am going Thursday. So if we guarantee with him, we'll let you know between now and then. But I am going to be there Thursday. Callie may show up. I don't got a definitive with her either. So if y'all want to come out and hang out with us at training camp, we will be there Thursday, at least me. If not, I will also have Dylan and Callie, hopefully. We're crossing fingers, that they'll be there.
Gotta figure it out after.
Yeah, we'll figure it out after we get done with this and everything, get definitives. But crossing fingers, it'll be all three of us. But at the very least, it'll be me, and I will be out there on the berm taking in practice, seeing how this team is working together, and getting some insight for y'all. I will probably do a quick little live after I've left, probably in my truck or something. It'll be really fun if I can get my buddies there. But again, no pressure. We'll figure that out later. But at the very least, I'll do a little live afterwards, give you my insights, what I think about practice. And then later that night, because it is Thursday, me and Dylan will be right here on the Answers 42 Media Network, giving you all the deets of what happened at training camp. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into training camp storylines. We have so many of them coming up. First up is our favorite, the Grim Reaper, really the clear number one back at this point.
Definitely. Oh, most definitely. I mean, listen to the way Nathaniel Hackett's talked about him. Before they got the Russell Wilson trade, talking about him. And then you also got Russ talking about him. I don't even think I've heard him talk about Melvin Gordon once since he's got there.
The only person I've heard talk about Melvin Gordon is either A, Melvin Gordon, or B, national pundits. Like, those are the only two that I ever hear talk about Melvin.
No, I can already tell Javonte is going to be number one back because he's been to both of the camps that Russell Wilson's holding. I don't even think Melvin's at the one right now that Javonte's at.
He's the only running back not there.
Definite number one back.
Now.
And I think you can tell Russ loves that guy.
Oh, yes.
Because I mean, look at him. He hasn't had a good back since Marshawn bit it on the 1 yard line. Yeah. So, I mean,
I think
he reminds me a lot of him.
I think that's what Russ sees. I think Russ sees Marshawn Lynch 2.0, just a smidge.
But Javonte's more humble.
Yeah, and just a smidge slower. Like, a lot of people don't understand how fast Marshawn Lynch was. That man ran a 4.44.
He was fast. Oh, and my camera didn't like that.
Nope. Can't be smacking the table, bro. The camera does
Thank God I only use this just for this show because this camera would be unplugged all the time.
The camera does not like the fact that you chose violence. So
yeah, I was talking about with the training camp. I was gonna hit you up last Friday. We were in town for the Rockies game, but then I was with my brother and our friends, and we just ended up going to the game and falling asleep afterwards.
Hey, there you go. I'm glad.
Dude, we got to see them kill the Pirates. Thank God we saw a win.
Right? That was the 13-2 game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one we were at.
Nice.
I got one of the, once I get my camera on, I got one of the new hats. $40. It was worth it. My brother was trying to buy one of the new jerseys, like the city editions.
I hate those so much.
You do?
I do. Why are you so lazy that you just put a license plate on a jersey? Okay,
true, but I like the hats though.
The hats are okay.
So my brother was trying to buy one of those, right? But he was like, they were $200.
Right.
So he's like, all right, I'm gonna get he bought a jeez, I can't talk. A Bryant jersey. A Bryant? Why am I saying Bryant? Chris Bryant. And it was just a regular white purple pin strip.
Hey man,
$150.
Yes, jerseys are stupid. Jerseys are stupidly priced. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
The worst might be the NHL.
Dude, Jesus, those are like $200 just for a normal.
Just for one without a name.
Dude, I could get a T-shirt, dude, and they'll be like, "That's $100."
Right. It's
like
insane.
Jesus, dude. I can buy off-brand NFL T-shirts for $20 at Target, and they probably look better than yours.
Right. Exactly.
Shit, I'm pretty sure the shirt I'm wearing right now is from like a JCPenney.
Right. I mean, most of my stuff is like from Ross, dude.
Except my jerseys. My jerseys, all from NFL Shop.
I can understand. They always last better. Like, yeah, the cheap ones are nice and they can still look good, but they don't usually last as long. So
oh, dude. I mean, you look at the old jerseys before they went to like the new fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my dad has an old orange John Elway jersey that's just falling apart.
It just literally disintegrates.
Bro. Dude, he has the two Super Bowl hats, and I have them in my room. Those are falling apart. I don't even wear them.
Right. It's
There's
insane
on display in my
the
room.
difference in quality between what our parents had as merchandise to ours. Like, yes, that's also why they're so expensive.
Shoot, dude, I just spent
But-
$50 the other day on a shirt and a scarf for our tournament in Arlington for our team that we support.
Mhm.
Oh my god, dude.
That's insane.
$25 for the scarf. But I was like, all right, t-shirt's $25 though. That's reasonable.
Right, t-shirt's not bad, but how you paid as much for the scarf as you did for the t-shirt? That's insane.
That's what I'm saying. I should be getting here soon too.
But yeah, I think. But getting back to the Grim Reaper, I do believe he will be the number one back.
Definitely.
Even if there's any inkling that he might not be at this moment, by the end of training camp, all questions will be answered.
Oh, because
Grim Reaper will be number one.
Melvin's probably going to get hurt. Ooh, look at me. I'm Melvin. I can't stay healthy. Jesus. Don't get me wrong. I like Melvin Gordon, but my God, he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just the health with me. Like, I wouldn't care.
And it's just Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if you were broken, if you could just hold on to the ball. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, you're a running back. It's like with wide receivers.
It's like a receiver not catching the ball.
Exactly. Wide receivers have to catch the ball.
It's like the quarterback not throwing the ball.
Right. Running backs have to hold on to the ball. That's like your number one job. Like, if you can't do that, you're useless to me. I don't care.
That man threw the
how
Chiefs
talented
game
you are.
with that fumble.
The
That wasn't even a fumble. He got stripped by a DL before he got to the line of scrimmage.
Bro, like, he didn't have a chance. Like, that's the one fumble I'll give him a little bit of a pass on, that one against the Chiefs. But Melvin Ingram was there the moment he got handed the ball.
And it was also Drew Lock quarterback. I can slander him now. He's not ours anymore.
I mean, I can't even put that on Drew Lock.
I know.
That was on the right. That was on the right tackle.
You feel that,
and guess who that right tackle was? That right tackle was Calvin Anderson.
Definitely.
Why do I bring up Calvin Anderson?
Because we still don't have a right tackle.
We still have him at right tackle, and the turnstile is still going.
It's going to be that kid, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Does Calvin Anderson have any chance of ending the turnstile, or do we just keep spinning?
No, dude. I'm telling you, that undrafted kid's going to take over. I'm calling it. I've said that since April.
Gutierrez, yes.
Gutierrez is going to be some point in the season. I'm not saying he's starting right away. He's going to be playing.
So since you want to bring that up, let's do this now. So is that your hottest hot take of the 2022 training camp, that Sebastian Gutierrez is going to be the starting right tackle?
You heard me. Not after training camp, eventually. But he's going to prove himself during training camp, though.
Well, I'm saying
I watched some tape.
through training camp in the preseason. Is what I'm saying.
He's going to prove
like
himself.
by the time the season gets here, he will be the starting right tackle.
Screw it. Why not? Yeah,
all right.
I believe
well,
it.
Y'all heard
I've been watching some tape.
Dylan is saying that Sebastian Gutierrez is going to be the starting right tackle as his hot take of the 2022 training camp season.
That, and we're going to get rid of Melvin before this trade deadline.
And also, we're doubling down.
Or, 1 year contract,
Gutierrez
probably not.
right
They'll
tackle.
stick through. I shouldn't say that. But,
Okay.
I've been watching some
that
film, though.
contract's a little bit too much for them to trade, but hey, I mean, if you want to go with it.
It's a 1 year. I don't really think so.
1 year proven deal. It's what it is.
But
I don't think that Gordon's going anywhere, but I like where your head's at with Gutierrez. But
you
to me, my hot take is that no other right tackle is going to prove it. They're going to move Dalton Reisner to right tackle, and we're going to have an offensive line from left to right of Bowles, Miners, Glasgow, Moody, Reisner.
I wouldn't hate it.
I think that's the best combination we got.
Because
that's my opinion.
People are forgetting Dalton Reisner was a guard. I'm pretty sure he was a left guard at K-State. Am I right there? Was he a left guard at K-State, or was he a right guard?
Sorry, when you're talking about Reisner, he played all but.
I was gonna say he played everything but center.
Everything but center. Yes, he played left.
So
left
he's got
right
experience.
Tackle. Yeah, and actually, his most experience comes at right tackle.
God, what was more
fun? When I look at his tape in college, his best tape was at right tackle. That's why I keep pushing this narrative. I do believe that Reisner could be a top tier talent at right tackle. And I think he would be even better at tackle than he is at guard.
You know what was more fun to watch than him in offensive line in college and the NFL? Watching him play defense at Wiggins. Jesus, dude.
He was that kid.
They were literally, there was no kid that could match him except one that was from Holyoke.
Yep.
Like, my God, dude, they were lining up just twigs against him. I'm like, oh, they're dead.
It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. Like he was that kid. He was that kid that we always see every year football starts when parents be talking about how is this kid 12? How is this kid 10? And they're like 6'5".
I am 12.
Reisner, was it right? I am 12. I'm Hustle. Yes, thank you.
Come on, we need mucho home runos.
Right. I am 22. Who is this? My son. How old is he? 12.
Oh yeah, dude. I love that movie.
It is. Hustle is epic. And my thing is, how have we both know Anna Gomez and we know how much she loves Wancho. How has
she
how
loves
have I
Wancho.
not seen anything on any social media about that movie?
I don't know.
She would be losing her mind.
She's a Wancho fangirl.
She is a stan of the stans of Wancho. And I have looked and
we might have to go look at her Twitter again. We probably missed something.
I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but I never saw it. I figured at the least she would be the one to put me on that. Like when I first started watching the movie, I'm like, that's not. Wait a minute. And so I went
then
to
you
the
look it
credit
up, right? I did the same thing.
Yes. I'm like, that's Wancho. What the? I'm like, how did I not know about this from Anna? At least.
Right. I swear I should have saw that on Twitter.
Right, something.
Dude, even when the Nuggets are playing, we're in the off season, she's still talking about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the one thing that surprised me about that movie is that Anna did not lose her mind on every.
Probably like the one person
media.
I can't talk basketball with because she definitely knows more than me.
Oh God, yes, she does. I mean, honestly, no offense, Amato, but she was my first choice for Nug Life, but she had other things.
Damn, Amato.
Again, no offense. I love you, Amato. I appreciate you. You bring great stuff, but she was my first choice. So there's that. Take it as you will.
Oh, dude.
But
Wancho was so good. I miss Wancho.
He was definitely a very good role player. I really liked the way he played the game. But
he was just a great guy.
Moving on from those who protect Russ to who will be catching from Russ, who do you believe emerges as Russ's favorite target?
Dude, Timmy P, without a doubt.
Okay.
I think Timmy P because look at his tape from last season. I think he was definitely the best receiver on the squad last year, just stat wise. Because Cortland had an off year, obviously coming back from the ACL injury.
He's legit, man. I love Timmy.
I mean Timmy P, and that man hasn't had a good quarterback his entire NFL career, and we've seen snippets of how good he can be. With Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater and Case Keenum. Oh God, jeez. Yeah, Timmy P's been around for a while. I always forget he was on that Case Keenum team.
Yep, he was on the practice squad for a year too.
With last year,
his rookie season,
stupid ass season between Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch. Who do you think should be the starter? I don't know, Trevor Siemian.
It was kind of obvious from the get-go, honestly.
Then Vance Joseph was like, nah.
Pass Simeon threw, it was obvious who was the better quarterback.
Dude, you remember his first completed pass in the NFL was a sidearm that split between two defenders of DT.
Yeah. And his first big play, guess what it was? It was a 40-yarder down the right sideline to who? Timmy P.
God,
that was the play that put Timmy P on the map. Because he went up over top of another team's starting cornerback because it was in the first quarter. So the starters were out there for the other team. He went up and over him to snatch it, a lot like what Cortland Sutton did to the Browns cornerback. So,
Yeah, just humiliation. You mean humiliation?
Yeah, so Timmy P, I do believe, could fill a Mike Thomas type role before the injuries, of course. When it was you can't guard Mike, that's I believe the type of role Timmy can make. He's not the greatest on separation, but he's just such a big being. He's
you know
6'5", 240.
Who I think he reminds me of from old receivers, from Broncos receivers, is an Ed McCaffrey. He's not your main pass catcher like Rod Smith.
Yeah.
Right? And then
same mold, yeah. 6'5", 230, yeah.
And then you look at it and you go, he's not going to be the main pass catcher. That's obviously between.
Coming to think about it,
no, exact same body type.
Yeah,
but
the only difference was the melanin.
Rod Smith was one. Shannon Sharp was probably the number 2 receiver at tight end.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you had Terrell Davis. But every time Eddie Mack touched the ball, something good happened.
He was just that
and he was
good,
a blocker.
steady
So
force.
was Timmy P. Timmy P can block.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that him and Rod Smith were one of the first duos to have 100 catches and 1,000 receiving yards in the same season.
I think they were the first, if I'm not wrong.
I believe so. I didn't want to go a definitive there because I'm not 100%
there's
sure.
no way any of those other 49ers receivers, while Jerry Rice was on top, had 100 receptions and 1,000 yards.
Right. Yeah. But again, that was 2 guys on the same team, did it together in a time where running backs were still the superstars.
And
weren't superstars.
That's when fullbacks were relevant still.
Right. That's when Mike Allstott was still the guy, the man.
I love Mike Allstott, dude.
Oh God.
I love listening to Warren Sapp talk about Mike Allstott.
Oh, yes. Warren Dunn and Mike Allstott were probably one of my favorite running back fullback duos of the 90s, of my generation. Like I love watching them.
They were fantastic.
Yes.
I mean,
they were
Allstott
perfectly together. And they were the original Lightning and Thunder. That's where that came from.
Players that a lot of people forget about from those Bucks teams that were pretty good back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, Mike Allstott. Oh my God. I mean, Brad Johnson, quarterback. Brad Johnson.
I am Miss Savage.
What was the guy's name? What was the receiver that they got from the Jets?
Oh, I'm sorry. What year?
This is 2002, the Super Bowl team, where they got that really good receiver from the Jets.
Oh.
The one that just went out and talked about Gruden about how much of a POS he was in a racist. Keyshawn. Yeah.
KJ, Keyshawn Johnson.
Give
me the damn ball.
Dude, no, the one where he rips out Gruden on the sideline is one of my favorite highlights of him.
Yes. He, I believe, is also the last wide receiver to go number 1 overall. If I'm not mistaken. I believe Keyshawn is that last one.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because Megatron went 2, didn't he? 2 or 3, one of the 2.
Yeah, to go 2.
The only other wide receiver that
when Megatron retired in 15, same year as P Money. Let's see.
2016 was when he retired.
Yeah, it was the same season Peyton. He was in the 07 draft class.
Yes, there you go.
He went number 2 overall. Oh my God, you're never gonna. Do you know who the number 1 in 07 class was?
Was that Jamarcus?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh my God, This was actually a pretty good.
Yeah, after you get past Jamarcus, like everybody remembers Jamarcus because of just how big of a flameout he was.
Yeah, I mean, look
the
at
man
this.
got paid $50 million to get fat.
Listen to this draft.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I'm gonna go straight to 12. I'm gonna go to 12 because of the names. You got number 2, Jamarcus Russell. Oh my God. Number 2, Megatron. 3, Joe Thomas. 4, Gaines Adams. 5 was Levi Brown. He kind of got forgotten about from Penn State.
Yep.
Washington football team. LaRon Landry. 7, Vikings took AP, baby. Adrian Peterson was in this class.
Yep.
Oh, it took him 2 years to get Favre. Jamal Anderson went number 8 to the Falcons. Number 9, Ted Ginn Jr.
2000.
I forgot about that name too. Amobi Okoye went to the Texans, that defensive tackle.
That was the one. Him and Russell were the 2 big busts of that top 10.
And then 11 to the Niners, Patrick Willis, and 12 the Bills took Marshawn.
Yep.
That was it. Wow, that is one that is one that I really forget about. That was a pretty good top 10.
Once you get past, that's because everybody remembers Jamarcus. Like that's the one thing from that draft everybody
Eric Weddle went because of
how much he dominated the headlines because of him being the number 1 overall pick, getting paid $50 million guaranteed, and then going and ballooning himself up to 300 pounds.
There's so many names I forgot about. Steve Smith went to the Giants that year, won a Super Bowl that year too, I'm pretty sure. Jacoby Jones got drafted to the Texans that year.
Oh man, Jacoby.
Ryan Khalil got drafted that year.
We have to talk about Jacoby Jones. Do you not remember who it was?
Yeah, I know who you're
Not the
talking
Mile
about.
High
Yeah.
Miracle.
But I mean, just the names in this draft are
Yes.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, it was a good draft. And like I said, once you get past Jamarcus,
Yeah.
it's really impressive how good that draft was.
The number one
Especially
pick
when you
usually
consider how
spoils every
bad it was
draft.
at the top.
I think most draft classes, the number one pick usually ruins their legitness of the rest of that class.
Yeah, because it's definitely stacked up to be from the top to the bottom.
Oh
So a lot
yeah.
of people, once that top is tainted, all the rest is
I mean,
destroyed below it. So,
but you're
yeah,
right. Like the Megatron like type receivers, like
exactly.
that's like I think who are we comparing him to again? Was it Timmy P?
Uh, shoot, Megatron. We were bringing. Oh no, to Keyshawn.
Keyshawn. Okay, yep. But yeah. But I mean, just those types of receivers. That's who Russ is going to be looking for. Timmy P is pretty good.
Yeah,
He's going to have a lot of passes this season. He's not going to be going for the deep, insane catches like Cortland and Sutton's going to be doing. Jerry Judy's going to be doing. KJ's going to do. But he's got a lot of receivers to work with. I mean, geez.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct because you're going to have Court and KJ deep down the field, taking the top off.
Jerry's just going to be running dirty routes in the slot.
Then yeah, you got Jerry just going wherever they need him to go, doing switch routes and option routes and all those other crazy, insane route combinations that only he can run. Then you're going to have Timmy P that just gets to sit down in the zones while everybody else is pushed back. He's going to be sitting down in these wide open zones where Russ is going to find him.
Say what you want about Jerry Judy, how he's played his first 2 seasons, right? The man he's still, I think, the best route runner in the NFL.
Definitely in the top 3, at least.
Because, I mean, who do they play this year where he just absolutely embarrassed?
The Giants game was a good one, and the Jets game.
Oh, I'm not thinking. No, I'm not. I'm thinking the year before the Titans game, opening season.
Oh yeah, okay, his rookie season. Yes.
When when he absolutely
the Titans game, and then wasn't it the Texans game with the one where he took the ball off old boy's helmet?
That was the Jets.
The Jets. There you go. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, those two were great, but I mean the route that he had where he just absolutely burned Malcolm Butler.
Yes.
Malcolm Butler, I'm pretty sure
no slouch.
I'm pretty sure Malcolm Butler after that went to the sideline for a few plays.
He might have contemplated retirement.
Yeah,
at that point, because he turned him out. He broke both ankles, knees, calves got detached.
And then the Falcons game. Oh my God, I forgot about the one against the Falcons, where he burned the 2 defenders off the snap and caught it in the end zone, like a 30-yard pass.
Yes, yeah, completely. I mean, they had double press coverage on him. I think it was Marcus Trufant and...
It was Trufant and somebody else. I don't remember who it was.
Their safety, whoever it was at the time. And he dusted both of them. They never touched him at the line. His feet, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have not seen feet like Jerry Judy's since Chad Ochocinco. There is nobody else. Yeah, nobody else between Ocho and him. They are a league of their own.
In play style, they're the exact same.
Yes.
Bribing reps on the sideline, not so much.
Yeah.
That's my favorite picture of Chad Ochocinco trying to hand a ref a $1 bill to overturn a call.
Yes. Yeah, the bribe. Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah, Ochocinco has some of the most iconic and legendary celebrations and moments. The disrespect that man gets on the fact that he got his Hall of Fame, didn't he? Finally,
did he get his nod? I want to say he did get his nod. He just never got a Super Bowl. He got the play-in one, ran into the Giants again, but
no.
Ochocinco.
Yes, he did get his Hall of Fame. Okay, so yes, in 2022, so this year,
he just got it.
Just got it.
That's going to be a good speech.
Yes, that should be. If he even shows up, maybe he pulls a TO. Who knows? The way the man's been disrespected.
Did TO get into the fame finally?
Yeah, he just didn't show up for the speech, remember? That was the whole big thing, is that he never showed up to do his speech.
Because then that was the whole meme, too, is that Peyton always says technically he didn't get it.
Yeah, because because like his thing was that like he felt disrespected that he didn't get to go in on his first ballot. He felt that it was
It took him
politics.
forever.
Way longer than it should have, and he's legit.
He
when it
definitely should have
shows.
been a first ballot.
Yeah, he got disrespectfully put on the back burner because of the way he treated reporters, because that's who votes on the Hall of Fame. If people don't realize, it's the reporters, the Pro Football Writers Association. They're the ones
That's
that
stupid.
vote.
It should be players.
I think it should be mixed. Like it is an award that
Not
was
even
created.
players, dude. What about like coaches? Like you just get like a board of like former players, coaches, and GMs.
But that's why they have the senior committee. That's what their job is. Yeah, it's their job to make sure that they pick up the pieces. Even though I'm still Carl Mecklenburg, but that's another story.
Now that I remember this, I don't know why I blanked on it. It reminds me of, him taking so long to get in, like Magic not winning the rookie vote that year, Larry Bird winning it over him. What was it, like 83-6 or something? 86-3.
Yeah, some stupid number like
that. And that man won a final in his first season. That's what that kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that. But talking about one person reaching their potential, how about the several men that we need to reach their potential in the pass rush department? Do you believe this is going to be enough? And the pass rush will reach that potential to make this team as good as they should be.
I think they're going to do what they need to. They're going to do what they're going to go out and do their job. What has to be done, right? I don't know. I'm not going to say they're going to go out there and break records. They're going to just be crazy, but I feel like they're going to do their job. We're going to see quite a few sacks on between Bradley Chubb and Randy Gregory. I think that's going to be a fantastic duo. Randy Gregory is going to be there at the start of training camp. He's healthy. Bradley's back. That knee's looking good. I think I saw a picture of it. It looked way better than it did from the start of the season.
It does, yeah.
So, I think Bradley's at 90% at least. I don't think it's fully 100. We'll get through training camp and we'll see.
Yeah, I think at this point, Bradley's got to be, if he's not, he's got to be close to 100%. Same thing with
training camp's the first real test.
Yeah, it's the first real. Once they get pads on, after the first, I think it's 4 days.
You get 4 days, no pads.
With no pads, and then then they can start putting on pads and shells. And
that's the first time you've hit somebody since
that's
January.
When you really find out exactly how healthy you actually are. When you start have people hanging around your ankles and things of that nature. And
it's not like they're doing it against the second team like during the regular season. They're doing it against the number one offense. So
I think that with this team, a lot of people are getting it twisted and they're looking at the pass rush first. Because with most teams, it's the pass rush that helps the secondary more than vice versa. On this team, with the stacked cornerback room that they have and the stacked safeties, it's actually the other way around. I think we're going to see a lot of coverage stacks. We're going to see a lot of quarterbacks running around and
throw the ball at us.
Yeah, eventually going to get drugged down.
Because I agree with that for sure. Because the production on the pass rush hasn't been where it's at since, let's say, 2018, the first year of Vaughn and Bradley.
2017 would be, but
18 because 18 both Vaughn and Bradley had over 10 sacks that year.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And just since then, the year after Bradley getting hurt, the year after that, Vaughn getting hurt, they finally get to come back together. Vaughn gets traded. Just look at, it's just been unfortunate for the pass rush since then. But over those years, you're right. The secondary room, the quarterback room has just been filling up. You pretty much have the same safeties for the past 3 to 4 years of Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons. And then you add on Pat Surtain, Ojemudia, what I just blank on the kid's name that we just got.
Oh, Quan Williams,
the slot corner.
Yeah, Quan Williams.
It's a pretty stacked room now. Yeah, they're going to be wanting them to throw the ball. Ronald Darby.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's insane.
I forgot that we didn't cut him. Who did we cut?
What's that?
Who did we get rid of? Kyle Fuller.
Yeah, Kyle Fuller.
That's unfortunate. He got
benched halfway through the season.
Yeah,
he got benched halfway. I think Fuller's time's up. I don't know if it's
Where did
injuries
he
or
signed
what.
somewhere? Bears. We'll see how he does with the Bears.
I mean, he went back to the Bears, but
No.
they
He didn't go back to the Bears. Where did he go back to? He went somewhere in the same division, I think. Ravens.
Yep, Ravens.
So we're gonna get to see him this year.
Yes, we will.
And if he's playing.
Yeah, if he's playing. And they got good corners over there.
Do we still got
he can
Callahan?
crack the
Callahan's
lineup
still
over
on
here with rookies and also rans. I'm not so sure how well he's going to crack the rotation over there.
Do we still have Bryce Callahan on the roster?
No. He signed with the Chargers, I believe.
That's who I was thinking of that went into the division. I was like, somebody went to the division. I thought it was Fuller, but no, he went to the Ravens. Well, good for Bryce Callahan. He just had bad luck too.
Yep. Los Angeles Chargers. That's where Callahan went.
God, and I honestly think LA Chargers fans are better than San Diego,
swapped,
if I'm going to be honest.
one of our old corners for another old corner. They got rid of Harris Jr. and signed Bryce Callahan.
Yeah, Chris Harris didn't sign anywhere, did he?
No, I believe he is still a free agent because of his injury.
He's got to call it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's been hurt so much.
You know, call it a career. You got your Super Bowl. You played in 2. He had those good years. Signed a 1-day contract with the Broncos because that's what he said he wanted to do when he left. I wouldn't hate that. That's what he said he wanted to do when he left. He wanted to sign off 1 day, retire Bronco. God, dude. Imagine
I'm double checking with the Chris Harris thing, but yeah, he's still.
I look too. It's staying free agent from what I see.
He's still a free agent, so he is still out there. But again, yeah, I don't think anybody's going to offer him a contract unless they
just get so good on defense.
Absolutely desperate.
Everybody's talking about the offense. We forgot about the defense.
Yeah,
they're still there. They're still good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, again, I think the secondary is the highlight. Pass rush, I believe, will be sufficient.
Defensive line's going to be silent but scary.
Right. Yeah, unless Bradley Chubb takes that leap like he should have and shows why he was a top 5 pick and chose before Josh Allen, this will be an adequate pass rush. Again,
hey, we got Russ now.
Yeah, it's not going to be like in Oakland where they're relying on the pass rush to help the secondary. It's going to be the other way around. They're going to be relying on the secondary to help the pass rush. So that's our takes there. Speaking of who can reach their potential, when the Russell Wilson trade was made and Noah Fant was included in that, a lot of people just assumed Albert Okwuegbunam would be the number 1 tight end. Well, it's looking to be Greg Dulcich's job to possibly lose, as he was already running with the ones back at OTAs.
Dude, Albert O's going to shine.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I already knew what you were going to ask. Yep. Albert O's going to shine, man. He has been. I mean, look at last year. Noah Fant did not have a productive year. I think it was his worst year since he's been a Bronco, if I'm not wrong, statistically wise. But Albert O had a great year. He's going to prove himself. You know, he's been proving himself. You know, he's got to keep proving himself. And I think week 1 we're going to see him starting, but splitting snaps with Greg Dulcich.
The beauty of this is we get to have a little bit of a cop-out. This is an offense that will use 2 tight ends regularly. So whoever it does end up being the quote-unquote starter, it's going to be much more of a time split in an essence of like Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams last year. You will see them splitting the reps depending on who the opponent is. It's going to be a chess match. Albert O is an absolute freak of nature.
He's just an athlete.
Yeah, he is 6'5", almost 265 pounds, and runs a 4.49 40. That's stupid.
That's better than most tight ends.
Yes, he is bigger than Greg Dulcich and faster. Now, Dulcich is a little bit more of a more fluent pass catcher, but Albert O's pass protection is better than Greg's at this point.
You know what kind of gets on my nerve
Go ahead.
about people thinking Dulcich should start is that stat of him having like a lot of yard. What was the crazy stat he had at UCLA?
The 16.7 yards per catch.
Yeah. A lot of people are overhyping that. And I go,
Yeah.
you guys do realize they were playing in the Pac-12?
Right. Like, who in the Pac-12's defense scared you? Who was going to stop
Dude,
him?
CU's didn't even
Right. He didn't have to deal with a C.J. Mosley or
getting murdered every night.
right, or a Levante David or an NFL
Oh, I wish we
caliber
could have got
middle
Levante David.
linebacker that would be able to clean his clock or stay with him all the way down the field. So, yes, that 16.7 yards per catch average is way overblown because he runs a 4.5, a 4.55, I believe. So he's smaller and slower.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, he's smaller and slower than Alberto. Yeah, he can catch the ball a little bit better, but he doesn't pass protect like Alberto. And yes, Alberto does need to get better at it, but he was probably the second best blocking tight end on the roster last year behind Eric Saubert, who also is on this roster. I think that Saubert needs to get a little bit more love too. I love the way that Saubert looked, especially after the catch last year. He didn't catch very much, but when he did, he flashed, especially with his rack skills.
He's a journeyman so far. I mean, look at what positions they've been moving him around to. He's been playing a lot of fullback.
Yep. And there's also, they got Eric Tomlinson, who's a giant human being at tight end.
You mean an animal?
Yeah, the man's like 6'6", 270. Stupid huge. But he's a pass pro specialist. Like, he's not going to catch the ball very often. No. He's going to be out there when it's time for him to block. Like, that's going to be his job.
Yeah, when we're running like the double tight end blocking schemes, triple tight end blocking schemes.
Exactly. Goal line, things
goal
like that.
line
That's
runs,
where he's going to be. That's where he's going to make his bread and butter.
That's special teams on the offense, basically.
But the fact that the Avs, I almost said the Avalanche.
I mean, you did have the Avs background up earlier.
I did, and I was just talking about them with Callie. But the Broncos, and I completely lost my train of thought there because I almost said the wrong team.
Saubert.
Yeah, the three. Saubert, Albert O, and Greg Dulcich. I think they're very well set up. Like, they don't have the top tier talent like a Darren Waller or a Travis Kelce, but they got
Gronk, but
really, really good options. And all three of them are viable options in the passing game. So it's not like the defense can just see these guys on the field and assume it's going to be a run, because all three of those guys can catch the ball.
The only time you're going to assume it's a run if they're all on the field.
Right, yeah. But even then
Russ is just going to take it himself.
Of them out on a pattern and still throw the ball. That's the beautiful thing about it.
It's like that.
You don't know what's coming. And that's the point of this offense. That is the point of an outside zone run scheme built off of Mike Shanahan's back. If you go back and you listen to any interview about Mike Shanahan breaking down his offense, it was all about making sure that every single play before the snap looked the same. You could have the same formation, but that one formation would have about 15 different plays you could run out of it.
I think
and pass.
I think a lot of people don't realize is he is like, I just lost the word. He is a journeyman. He revolutionized the modern league that we see today.
Yeah, I mean,
he was the first one running not the first, but he was the one that popularized it back in the 90s, because he ran off of
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh's. He just made his own system off of Bill Walsh's West Coast
under
offense.
Bill Walsh in San Francisco. So, I mean, that's where he got his start. So every zone scheme in the league today is built off of Mike Shanahan's scheme.
And didn't he I'm pretty sure he got to start in Denver before he went to San Fran, right? Wasn't he
he was like a quality control coach or something, and then he went to San Francisco.
Was that under Dan Quinn, or is that?
Well,
no, that couldn't have been Dan Quinn. He couldn't have been on that Broncos team under Dan Quinn. Was
Reeves.
it Dan Reeves? Why am I thinking Dan Quinn? Dan Reeves.
More recent.
Oh my God.
More recent.
There's
another
too many
man
Dans.
that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
I know too many Dans. I know you, Dan Quinn, Dan Reeves.
Right.
I mean,
but another one that should be in the Hall of Fame. But anyways.
Oh, he what was I looking at? He's getting a lot of there's a lot of word about him already in the committee. I've read
He
about
should.
him and Shanny. I've been like, there's a lot of noise in there.
Deserve. And
Yeah.
it's upsetting that Reeves didn't get it while he was alive. He deserved it while he was alive.
Yeah, Jesus.
The posthumous BS is sickening.
The
But
unfortunate part was it? No, yeah. Freaking Pat Bowlen got in after he died too.
yeah,
I thought he got it and then died
posthumous.
before, but no, it was.
No, it was afterwards. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
posthumously. But speaking of posthumously, I think this stream is dead. I think we have definitely strung it out as much as we can. Again, remember that at least me, if not multiple of us here at the TAFE 42 fam, will be at training camp next Thursday. Make sure you check us out there. And as always, Breakin' Broncos, Sasquatch says all that every Thursday right here on the channel. Breakin' Broncos 6:30 to 7:30, and we even went a little bit longer for y'all. How about that? We gave you a little bonus content, about 12
11
minutes,
you
right?
greedy.
So you got free content, like free football.
Usually you have to pay for
overtime.
this.
We went into overtime, sudden death, but no, we love
What
y'all.
Dan's
We
trying to
appreciate
say,
y'all.
we don't do that for free.
No, we don't do it for free. The payment is that like button that I see a couple of y'all press, so we appreciate it. We love y'all.
And a
Make sure
20
y'all
if you're feeling generous.
Right. Hey, we got tips on Twitter. Speaking of, you can always tip us on Twitter. We are a fish. We're at 2,800 followers on Twitter, y'all, and counting. I just got a bunch more notifications. So
I had like 4 bot followers follow me during this live.
Do what?
I had 4 bots follow me during this live. So
hey, there you go. We'll take it, bots or not. But no, we appreciate you. We love y'all. Please keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, hit that bell notification symbol. That way you get notified every time we go live or post content. That way you miss nothing here on the TAFE 42 network. So as always, I am Dan Wetstein. That's Dylan Miles for The Answer is 42. Don't question the blue.